Yeah.
I don't know what we're gonna do. We'll hold some of that check. We'll make it full Monday.
Live.
It's live now.
Yep.
You ready to start?
And we'll get beat up.
No, you are.
Oh, no, we're gonna get beat up here.
I'd like to call the meeting to order and begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to call the meeting to order, and the first item for approval is the agenda. And I have a couple things that I want to add to it. One is concerning a grant application and also the use of some edit funds. And I'll put them completely down at the bottom after we open the medical equipment bids. Has anybody got anything else they need to add? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to accept the modified agenda.
I'll make that motion with the modifications.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
First thing we have is public comment, and we see nobody signed up. Next item we have is approval of the minutes from 8/05/2024. Any additions, corrections, modifications?
I'll make a motion to approve.
We have a motion. Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Next one up is the minutes from the 8/07/2024 meeting. Any additions or modifications?
I'll make a motion to approve.
8/07.
Was that special one?
That's a special one with the,
August 5th.
no, that's our first one.
Oh.
Whenever we had the,
Yeah.
to switch
A
over.
special meeting, okay.
Yep. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Kevin?
Hello, just here to see about using the courthouse grounds for the courthouse show, November 9th. I also need the area next to the sheriff's for parking, but we're not going to have any obstacle course or anything this year, just car show and hopefully bouncy houses and food and music. And
Have
all
you
that
checked
stuff.
with Alan on being able to use it?
Yeah, as long as you guys don't care. We used last year, it was great,
Okay.
big, well attended, so I think it'd be good because parking's gonna be scarce. I don't care at all.
I think the only thing we were a little concerned is if we got a deluge of rain, it might
That'd
be a problem. But other than that, I think it's fine.
Yeah, that would be a problem, but we'll play that up by ear.
Because you have it in November, don't you?
November 9th.
Yeah.
And I would like to see, I know they're going to be working on the building out back probably in November still.
Mhm.
If they got all their equipment parked in the new parking spot, could I get with Arnold's to see if they can move it to the dead end street so we can empty that area up to use that parking area?
Talk to them.
If
They don't have a problem with that.
I just want to make sure it's okay to ask.
I don't know how, I think they're going to use that to stage material, but by that time, it may be empty.
Yeah.
And their equipment may even be gone.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, the heavy equipment, I bet will be gone.
Yeah, we only
by then.
already done a lot with that.
so reach out to them and I think that'd be okay. So I'd entertain a motion to approve the use of parking lots and vacant ground.
I'm like, motion.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Steve, you're the next one up.
I have the contract with the block viewers on the construction phase of River Road. I want to get you guys to sign. I sent it to Brandy, Commissioner at NDOT, and Ben Sims, and she said it looked good to her, so.
Okay. What I did, I just got that this morning, and I'll tell you a little background on what I did. I reached out to Steve to make sure because the River Road project is not to cost the county any funds.
Done on a grant.
It was done on a grant, and then the Port Authority was going to pay anything that wasn't covered by the grant.
I've submitted that invoice for everything so far to the
You
port.
sent it to them, but they haven't paid it yet.
They've
right?
not paid it.
Okay,
They told me to be paid at the beginning of September.
okay.
Have they met on this to make sure that they are going to be responsible for everything, or do you know?
They're aware.
Yeah.
Well, okay, now I got a different message because after you said you reached out to Alvin Evans
Mhm.
and he said it was okay.
Yeah.
I called one of the board members and he didn't know anything about it. And what I'm concerned with is when we sign that as commissioners, then the county's committed to the contract.
Yeah.
Is this the
And-
second phase of the project?
I think it's the construction phase.
Construction phase.
Because,
Phase
I mean,
2
they're-
construction.
the agreements and everything have been done on the first phase.
Yeah.
Just
This is, I think, the
different.
construction
Yeah, this is
phase of it.
phase 2
and,
of the road construction.
So I asked, and they had not discussed it or brought it up, and I'm concerned if the commissioners sign off, I would like to see the Port Authority board say it's good.
Yeah.
And then we'd sign it, because I hate to sign something committing the county for one thing, and then the port a problem. Now, and the reason it brings me back, there was a line built in across the property down there by the foundry by Hoosier Energy, and there was a little miscommunication there on that one. And they had a situation there where they didn't have a person to pay for it. So I just don't want to do that.
Yeah, was that a newer board member? This might have been approved several years ago when the project started.
He's probably been on there 2 years.
Okay, that might have been prior to him. Maybe he didn't remember.
Well,
but
he remembers the comment, but he doesn't remember this contract is up to $700,000.
Yeah.
Is what it could be. And I just,
It's supposed to take
I remember right, I think it was like an 80-20, something like that.
on the grant to matching, yeah,
I think that's usually what they are, but
Yeah, I think that's what this one is, what
Is
I've seen. This is all new to me.
I know Jared's been doing it,
Jared quit.
so.
Jared, you're Jared?
Yeah, Jared quit.
He quit.
He quit. He's no longer there.
So we've been handling everything, wrapping up the last part of the River Road
Yeah.
on phase 1.
I've got a stack of papers that thick on the last 2 weeks, and they ain't even had time to look through all of it yet. But they wanted me to issue notice to proceed. I got the purchase order yesterday. I guess Tennessee Electric's wanting to go ahead and order some stuff, so they want me to sign.
Can, let Randy find out, and if we have to have a special meeting before the next one, we can. If not, it can wait till the next meeting, probably.
Yeah, that's
We
what
can table this.
I would like to just make sure that, I'm not sure who the president is, but make sure
I
that
think it's.
they have a board meeting and say it's okay, and then I don't have a problem signing. I just want to make sure we're not committing
Right.
the port to
Yeah,
something that they're not comfortable with, so.
Is Tom Holman president? That's
Believe
what-
so. Isn't he?
He
I believe
was
so.
before, if he still is. so.
I'd like to make a motion that's table until either
Till
the
we get
next
approval.
meeting or we get information, we get a special meeting.
Yeah. If we need to get on it, this won't be a
Right, it
big
won't take
deal.
very long.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second to table the River Road agreement till we get a little more information from the port. All those in favor?
Aye.
3-0. Next one, you're transferring money.
I got 2 transfers and an additional appropriation. This is all getting money in place to pay, we got our community crossing money in. We have to appropriate, this is getting all the money in place so we can,
Round 2,
no,
first round.
round 1, we don't know about round 2 yet.
Okay.
When will you think you'll know about round 2?
My guess would be in September, but I don't know that.
I know it's some question whether they get it done this year or whether it'll be next year.
I didn't put the additional on your guys' agenda. I put it on the council's, but I know he likes to let you both know.
Yeah,
So
So what's the
the
addition?
additional's just the funding that's already there.
total 701
Yeah.
million, 730. That's getting, we have to appropriate that before we can pay the bills with it.
Which I've got that on the council's, but Steve likes to
Yeah,
bring
that's
him
the
to both
road
of you
bridge,
guys.
matching grants and all that, right?
$1,739,749.
Mhm.
That's a nice check.
That's for everything though, right?
That's all
Community
community crossing.
Community crossing,
Yes.
yeah.
The match and the state money, that's what it is.
And you're still looking at maybe another 500,000.
300 and something.
Yeah, it's 400, 390 something.
Yeah,
That's
more.
what it is. Yeah.
for luck.
Yeah. That's second round.
We're gonna approve this separate.
Yeah.
I'd entertain a motion to transfer the cash transfer from the surplus sewer tax and wheel tax to the local road and bridge matching grant in the sum of $100,000.
I make a motion.
I'll second that.
Motion a second, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Next one is I'd entertain a motion to transfer cash from the motor vehicle restricted fund to the local road and bridge matching grant in the sum of $200,000.
I make a motion.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and now this is separate from what we had on the agenda. This is an additional appropriation from the county road improvements fund.
It's the Community Crossings Fund.
Yes. In the amount of $1,739,749, which that's primarily state funds and then plus our match.
Million, 101,000 or something will be,
From the state.
From the state
Yeah.
on our map.
And that's the rest of it, so. Any discussions on that? If not, I'd entertain a motion.
I make a motion.
I'll second that motion.
A motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll scan these and send them to you tomorrow.
So Steve, do you want us to sign these or do you want to?
You can decide at the end. I'll scan them and send them.
How are you doing on people? I see where you was looking for a mechanic.
no, we was looking for an operator, but I had a truck driver that upgraded to that operator position. So now I'm gonna be looking for I'm gonna get the council approval to hire 2 truck drivers now.
Okay.
Are you having any luck hiring people with CDLs?
We've got some applications with people that do have a CDL, yeah.
Good.
I'm surprised we must have got 15, 16 applications.
But the
Wow.
clean CDLs.
No, not all of them had CDLs, like 5 of them, I think, have CDL.
Okay.
And you got 10 other people wanting a job.
Last time we took applications, we couldn't hardly get back
You
going.
must be a good boss.
I don't know.
Something. That's good though. That's better than having nobody.
Yeah.
That's for sure. All right, we'll sign that, Steve. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Next item up is health claims in the amount of $65,364.43.
I make a motion.
I'll second that motion.
A motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Next item is the payroll from 8/12/2024 in the amount of $182,074.98.
I'll second that motion.
And a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
The 8/12/2024 payroll withholding $38,805.53.
I make a motion.
I'll second that motion.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
The 8/26/24 payroll in the amount of $183,956.70.
I'll make a motion.
A second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
The payroll withholdings for 8/26/2024 in the amount of $39,275.96.
I'll make a motion.
Go ahead.
I made a motion.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
This is the big one, the accounts payable claim docket for 8/20/2024 in the amount of $869,494.87. And I'll just make it quick. I know you looked at it probably, but these are local income tax distributions. That's why it's such a big amount. So.
Just including everything
Yep.
on there.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Next thing is we have some medical bills here. These are for equipment inside the ambulance, which what we currently has is out of date. We received one bid from Zoll Company. They need to get to the guys who do the roads to put the tabs in. That should be it. The total, quite a list of different pieces of equipment, but the total bid is $178,328.01.
I get a list, a copy of that
Yeah.
for itemization.
Yep, I'll scan them tomorrow.
Yeah, she-
Okay.
It's got quite a few items here. Set up so they can basically work from infants all the way through seniors. Right size equipment and everything they need to keep you
Alive.
alive.
Is that the only bid we got?
Kind of expected it's specialized, and what this equipment does, I think it's the same as we have as AEDs. So the actual pads are interchangeable, so that in the event a police officer, first responders there have pads attached, this equipment will hook right up to them and go to work. We don't have to change any pads out. And then we can bill to the insurance company for the cost of the pads, instead of what we were having before was we were taking pads off and then putting new ones on, and we were having required to pay for those. So
And those are higher than what people think.
yes, they are.
Very high.
So I'd entertain a motion to accept that bid pending. What I want to do is get the medical director, Michael Dahm, and also Leonard Hahus to review exactly what they have included to make sure we're buying exactly what they want us to buy. So that's kind of a long motion, but
I'll make that motion.
A second.
okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now, what I added to this, we're currently, we have an opportunity, and I'm not sure exactly whether we're eligible or not. It's some question, but the state of Indiana has a grant for solid waste management up to $100,000. And what I wanted to do is ask permission to apply for it. Then I'll go to the council the same. It's 25% match is what it is. And I'm not sure whether we'll have something that works or not, but it's worth trying to pick up some extra money. I wanted to bring that to the commissioners to make sure they're okay with it before I fill out the application. It's an online application. It's not an overly burdensome thing.
When
to
is
do.
that due? I read that, but I can't remember when it was due.
I've got one that I don't think it's that one. I think it's the 6th. I've got one that I need to put together for the 3rd,
Okay.
and then another one for the
Because
6th.
I read
Yeah.
on there what it was, but
So,
Yeah, I think it's well worth applying for.
Yep.
So I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
The next item up that I want to include, we had set aside in our edit plan about it was 158,000 and some other money that we were going to subsidize this solid waste. That's still a work in progress. We do not necessarily need funds tomorrow yet. We have a rather large group of invoices that were discovered, and we don't have a real good what kind of dollars we're looking at. So what I'd like, we had set that aside in the edit plan. I just want to make sure that everybody's on board with utilizing those funds to, if necessary, clean up some of those.
It was already set aside for it. correct?
We set it aside at the original edit plan, but
What's it listed as?
special projects.
Special project. I knew it wasn't solid waste, but I remember it.
It was in a special project. We set it aside for that. So, but I wanted to make sure run it past everybody that they're comfortable with that. Again, I'm gonna go to the council and make sure they're fine with it too, so.
And I do want everybody to know that solid waste is doing well. Wading through a lot of stuff. And when it's all said and done, it'll be better than it was. Hopefully.
I reached out to 3 different vendors. One has visited the site, the other one needs pictures, and they're looking at ways to improve, make us more efficient, things we can do. So once I get some of that information, I'll share it with you.
And we also have someone from Spencer County that is willing to come up here and show us what we're doing wrong, what we're doing right.
They've been helpful.
They've been real helpful about it. And also, when it's all said and done, Michael's Market will be selling trash tags for the northern end of the county. And that is a plus, a big plus.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yes.
So if everybody's okay with utilizing that money, I want to take it to the council and make sure and get their approval too.
I make a motion.
I second that motion.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
That wraps it up. Our next meeting is going to be Tuesday, September the 3rd, which is a Tuesday because Labor Day is Monday. So we'll see you then.
Motion to adjourn.
What?
Motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to
I'll
adjourn.
second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
It's not official, as I said.
The birthday boy.
I was helping you out.
Good.
See?
15 minutes and you did